Today's customer spotlight video, we're going to check out a car that could be equally at home in one of our special edition videos, this 2019 Mustang Bullitt. So here Erik is the owner of this 2019 Mustang Bullitt, and this car has actually spent quite a bit of time in our studio recently as we just installed a Vortech Supercharger on it. But Erik, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into Mustangs? Have you always been into Mustangs, or what did you have before this car?
I think the very first car that I ever wanted was a 65 Mustang, and we had a neighbor that had 3 or 4 of them and restored them, but they were always so far out of reach price-wise.
Okay.
So I always grew up a Mustang fan. I had 2 very important people in my life, my father and my uncle. My father was a Mopar guy and my uncle was a Ford guy. So I grew up around Mopars, you know, for the most part, and I still have.
So I know you had one when I met you. I remember you were driving one.
Right, I had a 2019 Red Eye, yeah. So quite a change, right? And my uncle was a Mustang T-Bird guy, and you know, I've owned 4 Challengers, with the last one being the Red Eye, and I just wanted to do something else. I've always loved the S550s ever since they came out, and the Bullitt just grabbed me.
Now, being that you've had, I mean, one of the biggest challenges obviously for the Mustang is the Challenger, and you know, the Red Eye being the fastest one basically you can buy. How does it compare to this car? I mean, obviously we've added some power to this car to make it more comparable, but how do the two compare in your mind?
It's like the jury's still out there. I think, you know, there's instant power with the Challenger, but it's a boat. You know, just being honest, it's a boat, right? Big cars. And this one, I mean, once I'm getting used to where the power delivery is and everything, and I would say once she starts pulling, I would probably leave that Red Eye in the dust.
So you haven't had the Bullitt that long yet, but obviously we just threw the Vortech on it. What else is done to this car?
I think one of the first things we did was to kind of get rid of some exhaust gremlins. I ordered a Borla attack from you guys and had it put on. And then the shift knob, which was a gift from a friend, but through CJ. And then side skirts, front splitter, and then the rear skirts as well. And then one of the real aesthetic pieces was the Shelby wheels that we had put on, ordered through CJ as well. And there's more coming.
It's never ending. That's the best thing about these cars, is they're a blank canvas. So
great part of the hobby.
Obviously, I'm going to say the #1 mod obviously has been the Vortech Supercharger. What made you go that direction? Obviously, there's a ton of different blower options, turbo options, all kinds of stuff out there for these cars.
Doing my research and just looking at reliability versus how much, you know, bang for the buck. I know that the Vortech was a little bit more expensive than some of the other options out there, but it seemed like everybody that had it was very happy. Anytime I asked, you know, trusted friends or even yourself, you know, what should I go with? It was thrown out there, Vortech. So, you know, they're nice and clean. The install was nice and clean. I know you probably cussed a little bit, but.
We edit that out, no one sees it.
But no, I mean, I'm very happy with how things turned out. And of course it was tuned by our buddy.
Yeah, now tell us about that. I know obviously we had run the factory tune, the Vortech supplied tune with it, and then you had actually taken it and got a custom tune. I know you went down to Rev Auto to see our boy Adam down there, but what kind of power did it make on the dyno?
So when he was done, I think the last run that he did, it was 692 to the rear wheels.
Okay, good power.
It sounded like it could have possibly gone higher.
Okay.
So
nice, safe.
Some works to do. Right?
Nice, safe tune. I mean, yeah, 700 at the tire is nothing to scoff at. So what kind of future plans do you have? You said obviously you're not done yet. Is there anything on your radar right now, or kind of just to enjoy? I mean, obviously it's winter time here in Pennsylvania, so we're not going to drive it too much more, but.
Yeah, I think maybe some bigger meat on the rear, maybe moving up to 305s. And then aesthetically, I talked about my uncle earlier. He was a retired peace officer. I also have a cousin that is a captain in the Texas State Troopers.
Okay.
And I would like to do some kind of motif around that. I mean, everybody's always telling me to do a Bullitt motif, and I get that. I totally do.
It's a Bullitt, yeah.
Right. But I'd like to do something that kind of pays tribute to our police officers and all. And since my uncle was a huge Ford fan, this seemed to be the perfect template for it. So still kind of taking suggestions and stuff to see what we can do to make it, you know, where we want it to go.
So what are your plans now for 2022? I mean, I know obviously you're a big car show guy. I think the second we met you the first time was at a car show, but do you plan on going to some shows, races? You know, what are the plans for the Bullitt next year?
Yeah, I think the goal is, you know, doing something special for Ford Nationals, just hopefully having it finished aesthetically for that and putting it back in the black class. I really enjoyed that last year. I didn't get a chance to sit with the car last year because of the circumstance, but I at least got to enter it, and that was fun. But if there's a Cars and Coffee going on or anything around, even through the winter,
you're pretty much there.
Decent, I'm there. Yeah, so I mean,
you gonna travel at all? I mean, Mustang Week, Ponies in the Smokies, anything
Mustang
crazy
Week
like
is
that?
definitely on the radar. I definitely like going to Ocean City when they do the endless summer cruises.
Okay.
I was there in October this year, had a great time.
October one's always fun. Yep.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about this year maybe putting on a Santa Claus type thing and handing out like toy cars to the kids and stuff as we're going through, because we throw candy every year, but doing something a little bit more special. So yeah, but no, if there's a car show out there, you'll probably see me somewhere.
Cool. Well, hey, we're glad you got rid of the Challenger. Glad to see you in a Mustang now, and thanks for bringing it in today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for going along with my hobby. I appreciate that.